Hello, hello, hello. Hello, ladies. Hello, gents. Hello, everyone. I am your host, Leading Lady Dar. Welcome to another episode of Walking Them Shoes podcast. Thank you so much for choosing our podcast, for your listening pleasure on this evening. What's up, y'all? Thank you so much for joining me. I am, again, your host, founder of this wonderful organization. I am Darnice Bragg, founder, creator, and motivator of this organization, the empowerment firm, Walk in Them Shoes. Y'all, God has blessed me with the opportunity to come before you, to share, to enlighten, to encourage, to uplift, to motivate you wherever you are. And again, I always say this, that I am meeting you where you are, in your living room, in your bedroom, in your car, on your job, wherever you are. I am here coming before you just to share word, just to encourage you, and just to inspire you to blaze the trail to success. I don't just speak, y'all. Now, just don't get me wrong. Don't get it twisted. Please understand clearly. I am not here on this podcast or even on the YouTube channel in which I host, not just speaking and preaching and talking. I live it. Okay, I live it. I wanted to come on again. You know, we've been missing in action for a little bit. Nonetheless, we are here. I've showed up, and I've showed up to empower you, to deliver a great word that I'm sure you will appreciate, but I hope that you would apply to your life, or even look at your life and see how you can be a blessing to someone else. Okay, so let's jump on in. Yes, again, I am the host, founder of this wonderful organization, Darnice Bragg. I'm a motivational speaker, inspirational speaker, empowerment speaker, however you want to put it. I'm here to tap you within, here to touch that inner part of you, to inspire you for greatness, to encourage you to face your challenges. You know, yes, I do all things to help uplift women, to empower women, but I touch men as well. I speak to men as well. So whoever is listening to us on tonight, well, to me, whoever is tuned in tonight, I hope that this inspiration greets you well, finds you well. I hope that this inspiration take you far on your journey of becoming. So tonight's topic is these simple words: a symbol of inspiration. Very simple. A symbol of inspiration. And I might even want to add, and a beacon of light, but truly a symbol of inspiration. And I'm speaking to you, and you. For those of you who are going through, for those of you who have been through, for those of you who actually are tethering the line of going through. Because every one of us will go through. Every one of us, no matter your intention, will go through something. Y'all know the old saying, disruption follow intention. You can set out to do great things. You can set out with the purest of intentions, and disruption will happen. And I don't know whether that disruption is good or bad. Disruption will happen, but I'm speaking in terms of the disruption that take you off course. Well, you know what, y'all? Disruption, rather good or bad, it can still take you off course. But I want you to I hope that even if you have a bit of disruption, even if you have a challenge, an obstacle that you're trying to get over, that you can still be a symbol of inspiration. And what do Dar mean by a symbol of inspiration? Well, tune in, listen. Grab your cup of tea, ladies. Grab your glass of wine for those of you who are wine drinkers. I I'm going to go off on a little tad bit of a tangent right here. Stop right there. Stop right here and just share something with you. I had a conversation with my father the other day, had a conversation with him, and when we talk, it get deep. We go deep. We touch on so many different topics that it just get deep. We talk about so much that I walk away feeling full, but also feeling light. And if you can understand what I'm saying, meaning that I have an opportunity to drop some burdens on him, share some concerns with him, and that helps me to walk away feeling lighter. But then I also walk away feeling fed. I feel full when I walk away from him, because he's not the type of person that's just going to sit and agree with everything you say. He will shed some light on things for you. He will drop some wisdom, drop some knowledge in your lap, and feed you to the point where when you get up from that table or you get up from that sofa, you are feeling good. So we had this conversation, and he's a great man, y'all. I have to say, he is really, truly a great man. But in having a conversation with him, it made me realize that all of what I went through, and maybe even some of what I am going through, and probably even some of what I'll be faced with in time to come, it all is going to work out for my good. Everything has a reason. Like everything under the sun there's a season for it. But everything that you go through, whether you're putting yourself through it, whether that is a test from God or even the devil, it all will work out for your good, because there's a lesson in it. You just have to be willing to see the lesson. You have to be open, to see the lesson, and willing to learn from the lesson. So when I say that disruption follows intention, it really truly does. Being a symbol of inspiration in a time of adversity is tough. And my dad and I, we spoke about this in times when people are really going through. It's easy to go behind the four walls, the closed doors, and cover up and cry and do whatever you need to do to release that pain and that hurt. But when you come outside of those four walls, when you walk beyond that door and you're out in public, first of all, you're not feeling like you want to be a symbol of inspiration to anyone. Really, some people wear their feelings and emotions on their sleeve to the point that each and every person that they come into contact with, they want to share how they feel. You ever met someone and, you can ask them, hey, sis, how you doing? Hey, bro, yo, what's up? How are you? And it just unravels. Like they give you a ton of weight, sometimes like I do with my dad. But yeah, they just give you a ton of weight, and they just divulge so much because they've been burdened down with so much. They've been weighed down with so much of a burden of hurt and pain. And the first person that said and asked them, how are you? They just share. They just open up their mouths and it just runs out like water, so sometimes people when they're going through, they don't want to be a symbol of inspiration or a beacon of hope to anyone. But that's what God wants us to do. He wants us in the midst of our pain, in the midst of our hurt. And it is hard, y'all. I can attest to this. As I said, I don't just speak it, I live it. There's times when I've been, faced with the toughest of toughest times. And I felt like I'm at my lowest point, where I felt like I don't want to encourage a soul. I don't want to, inspire anyone. And that just be the surface feeling. That just be the feeling of the moment. But it is so in me that when I am going through, this is where I find my peace to encourage another sister, encourage another brother. So even sometimes when I don't want to be a symbol of inspiration or that beacon of hope to another sister, it just comes out, and I'm grateful for it, because that is also a way of helping me grow. Because as long as I'm encouraging someone else on this journey of becoming, as long as I'm encouraging another woman to help her get up off that floor of defeat, then it does make me feel good. It doesn't make me feel good to sit and listen to another woman another lady waddle in her mess, or encourage her to give up. That does not make me feel good at all. And we have some people out here that's like that will encourage you and tell you, you might as well go ahead and give up. They try not to, or not say try, but they share with you the easiness in giving up, as opposed to standing strong and fighting through that battle, or even releasing and giving up and giving that battle to God so he can fight that battle for you. Giving that problem to God so he can fight that battle for you. So again, the disruption, always follow intention. So you may set out with good intentions, right? You may say, listen, this is me, this is my life. I'm going to stay away from things that trigger me. I'm going to stay away from sin. I'm going to not sin. I'm going to do this. I'm going to focus more on the good and turn my back on the bad. That's good intention. But then here comes Mr. Smooth. Here comes Mr. Smooth, talking the sweet talk, smiling from ear to ear, whispering in your ear, and he become that distraction, and that distraction become your disruption. Because see, now your intentions was to stay focused on where God is taking you. Your intention is to stay either committed to the person that you're with, but then here come that distraction, which ultimately becomes the disruption. Or you may say, hey, listen, I'm trying to save for this home that I want to purchase. I'm trying to save up for this car that I want to buy. Or you may even just put yourself on a financial fast and say, I'm not spending a dime. But guess what? Someone hurt your feelings, and there you are back in that emotional rut, and it makes you feel like you want to go out and spend a few dollars just to soothe that emotion, just to soothe that frustration. Or an emergency arises, and you may have to dig in that savings. You see? So there's that disruption that is following the great intention that you set out for. In the midst of all that, in the midst of those challenges, and they may seem minute to some people, but it's a struggle to some. But in the midst of that, when you're going through, you still, whether you're a God-fearing person or not, you still should be a symbol of inspiration. And what does Dara mean by that? Dara, you're not making yourself clear, Dara. Break it down, Dara. I need you to break it down and tell the people, what is it and what does it mean? A symbol of inspiration. Okay, so here I am, this symbol of inspiration, not because I'm leading Lady Dara, not because I'm a motivation inspirational speaker, but because I am a child of God. I cannot allow someone to be going through and I be connected to them and yet discourage them or even encourage them to do what appears to be, what will be the wrong thing, when really giving up is not an option. So I'll use myself for an example. Going through some trying times, some challenging times, it feels so good to be able to spend a couple dollars to take my mind off of things, right? Because at times I've been an emotional spender. I am an emotional spender. I am. And sometimes when I'm going through, to take my mind off of things, yes, I write, yes, I journal, and I encourage you to do the same. But there was a time when your girl was weak, and I would be so quick to run to that mall to spend a few dollars, knowing I'm either trying to save or knowing that there is a debt that I have to pay. But it didn't matter to me at that moment. What mattered to me was working through that emotion, that pain that I was feeling, and spending a couple dollars, knowing, really realizing, honestly, it's going to hurt me even more, because now that problem didn't go away. I just created another problem by spending the money that I didn't have, right? So, in trying to be a symbol of inspiration, I'm going to stand before you and say, sis, I lived through that. I went through that. It hurt. It felt uncomfortable. And you think about it. no, let me not go there. But you think about it. When you're going through something, you really don't want to hear. Sometimes people do want to hear encouraging words, but sometimes they really don't. Sometimes people who are going through want to talk to someone who will listen to them complain and listen to them and encourage them. I mean, really encourage them to continue to complain, as opposed to saying, you know what, sis, I hear you, but look on the brighter side of things. Some people don't even want to hear the brighter side. Some people want to hear you walk with them, talk with them, cry with them, and say, yeah, you know what? Encourage that complaining behavior. But we can't do that. We got to be that symbol of inspiration to help others see the brighter side and encourage them to understand that this too will pass. This too shall pass. And that's what I mean by being a symbol of inspiration, not being a yes, yes, yes person. So if someone is calling you and complaining about that job, yes, we want to be a listening ear to our girlfriend when they give us a call. But we also want to help them see things optimistically, help them see things in a brighter sense, and encourage them to not so much dig deeper into the pain by keep waddling in a mess. We want to encourage them to look at things from a brighter perspective, from a different perspective. And actually, sometimes I'm quick to try to, and encouraging other people, I'm quick to try to get them to see themselves in this and what part they played in that. That's not easy at all. Because if I'm coming to someone to encourage them, if I'm coming to someone to talk about something I've been through, and now that person is telling me, well, Dar or niece, what part did you play in that? I may look at them side-eye. But sometimes that is a question that we must ask. What part did you play in it? Now, if it's a part that you really didn't play in it and it just happened to you, or something just caused a situation just happened, then you don't have to be bothered by it because you didn't cause the situation to happen. Maybe you did not play a big part in that, and that's why something happened to you. Maybe you didn't. But I do believe that a lot of times certain things that happen to us, we played a part in. And I'm not saying all, so don't go bugging me, don't go tripping on me, don't go writing nasty messages. I'm not saying all, but some. So I just wanted to come on and try to be a symbol of inspiration and give you a tad bit of a beacon of hope, or be a beacon of hope to you, sis, whoever is going through, whatever it is that you're going through, whatever it is that you're facing. Know that, yes, this too shall pass. And if I can encourage you on today, I always say fill your circle with inspirational people. If you say you got a circle of friends, you got a positive network, I sure hope and pray that you do. You call someone that will not only be that inspiration to you. It's great to get inspirational text messages in the morning and in the afternoon and the evening sometimes. Mind you, y'all, we may send inspirational text messages to people, and it can be very encouraging. It can drop in your cell phone, your text message. You can receive that text message in a timely fashion, meaning that is an on-time word. Grateful for that. But can you pick up pick up your phone and call a person, and they still be that symbol of inspiration? Because it's nothing like screenshotting or even forwarding a message that was sent to you. But I'm talking about, can I call you, sis, and you'll pray for me? Because that's a symbol of inspiration right there. You will stop what you're doing, if the time is right, but you will stop what you're doing and not only give a listening ear, but give those words of encouragement, and maybe even take time to pray for that sister. That is what a symbol of inspiration is, in spite of what you're going through. Because there's been many a days, many times, I've received phone calls, and for those of you who are following me, you know who you are, that may have called me in the middle of the night and needed that word of inspiration. I'm going to encourage you. I'm going to pray for you. I'll ask you if you want me to pray. If you don't want me to pray at that moment, I will pray still. But being that symbol of inspiration and knowing that I may have cried a tear on my pillow, but when you call, sis, I'm going to answer. And it's important. It's important. I may not answer right there at that moment. If I can't, I will give you a call and make sure that you are all right, because you matter to me. And when I say a symbol of inspiration and a beacon of hope, no, Dara is not professing at all that she have it all going on, because yes, I am that one, as I said in the beginning of this podcast. Sometimes when I walk behind my closed four walls, my closed doors, sometimes I have to drop down on my knees and say a prayer and ask God to strengthen me, ask God to encourage me, ask God to, help continue to uplift these arms of mine, strengthen the legs so that I can continue to walk this path, because sometimes it gets weary, it gets lonely, sometimes it gets frustrating, sometimes it gets to be overwhelming. So we all have been there. We may be in that position now. Times of weariness is upon a lot of people. So we must still be a symbol of inspiration, even though we may be going through. Don't be like Miss Susie May. Miss Susie May may say, oh, she calling again. Oh, he calling again. I'm not answering that. No, I'm going through my own trouble. Yes, sis, you may be going through your own trouble, Miss Susie May. But pick up that phone when you see that girl calling. Pick up that phone when you see that young man calling, because it may be a life or death situation on the other end. We never know. Just your encouraging words may encourage her to keep going. Your encouraging words may be the words to stop her from slitting her wrists, from hanging herself, for overdosing on pills. Y'all, it's real. And when I say a symbol of inspiration, a conversation I had with my dad on the other day, that conversation was enlightenment. He's not one to just say, yes, baby, I hear you. Yeah, you right. No, he let me know. And in all sincerity, with the purest of heart, with my love, with his love, with my heart, he is telling and sharing me, he's telling me the truthfulness of the matter. And I won't go into detail, but the truthfulness of the matter, he's sharing. And guess what? Just like any other parent, just like me, myself, I'd rather share the words that may hurt you now, as opposed to you going through whatever circumstance, whatever it is you think may be good for you. It's a thing of this. You may have to just go ahead and test the waters for yourself, because you might not want to hear it. You might not believe it when someone shares it with you. But if you're that person that have to test the waters for yourself, then boo, you go right ahead. But if you really appreciate and value what I say, and you'll hear these words, because I won't say it to hurt you, but if the words happen to hurt you, know that I'm just trying to save you from maybe a lifetime of hurt, or even another season of hurt. So in being a symbol of inspiration, sometimes we may have to say things that another person may not want to hear. So on this journey of becoming, sis, you need to be a symbol of inspiration for your sister. And I'm not talking about a blood sister. I'm talking about someone who look up to you, someone who think highly of you and appreciate your words of wisdom. So on today, your host, your girl, Leading Lady Dar. No, I'm not here to ask you to follow, to subscribe, to share. I'm not saying any of that. But what I am asking you right now is to be a symbol of inspiration. Take yourself out of the equation. And when I say that, I mean set yourself aside for a minute, because we're all going through something. But you may just save a sister's life if you take an extra few minutes to encourage her. You may save a sister's life. The Word of God, not even just in the Word of God, I'm not even going to go there, but guess what? It is meant for us to have the gentleness, and I'm speaking to women right now. It's meant for us to have that gentleness, that calmness, that femininity. All of that is in us. Even when we're going through our roughest times, sometimes I listen to a particular person in my life when they're going through a really tough time and they put on their hard shell and they cuss and they fuss and they going through, but it's still a bit of calmness in them. It's still a bit of gentleness in them. And I'm saying that to say that you still got it in you when you're going through, sis, to be able to encourage another sister. I am your host, Leading Lady Dara. I am your host, encouraging you on this journey, y'all. Thank you so much for choosing us again. Walking Them Shoes podcast. Thank you for allowing us to not entertain you, but to inspire you on this evening. I hope that this was a great word for you. So again, just to recap, reiterate, and all of what you're going through, still try to be a symbol of inspiration to someone else. And here's another gem for you, sis. Here is another gem for you. If you say, I don't have it in me, you do. Dig deep. Sometimes we have to dig deep. I want to ask you, we done been to, I don't care what city or state you live in, you done probably been to every mall in the tri-state area, right? Go shopping in your brain. And when I say go shopping in your brain, meaning think back onto a time when someone came or someone was there to encourage you. And when I say go shopping, meaning go shopping and think about some of the toughest times you've been through. Who was there to encourage you? If there was a sister there to encourage you, be appreciative of that moment and be that for someone else. You may just save someone's life. Okay, I'm your host again, Leading Lady Dara here. And again, this channel is not because I love shoes. It's not about the heels. It's not about the wedges. It's not about the stilettos. It's definitely not about the boots. Definitely not now. Definitely in 90-degree weather. No, it's not about the boots, sis. It's really about you and possessing the power within, walking in the anointing. It's about you being able to walk in confidence, owning the power within. I'm your host, Leading Lady Dara, here just to encourage you and to inspire you to blaze the trail to success. Don't forget to check us out on Instagram under Walking Them Shoes, as well as our YouTube channel, Walking Them Shoes. Stay encouraged and encourage someone else on this journey of becoming ladies and gents. Have a good one.